138 nominees, but in the end, the Nobel Peace Prize went to Maria Corina Machado, known as Venezuela's Iron Lady. She is recognized for her decades-long fight against authoritarianism and for democracy. Amid threats against her life, she's been living the past year in hiding, and she became the 20th woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Here's an announcement.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 to Maria Corina Machado. She is receiving the Nobel Peace Prize for her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela and for her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy.
Well, for more, we can speak to the man who made that announcement, Jorgen Watne Frydnes. Hello to you, Jorgen. Just a real quick question. Has the Nobel Committee had reaction yet from Machado?
Actually, we were able to talk to Ms. Machado just before the announcement, and it was a powerful and emotional conversation. We were able to tell her why we chose her for the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025.
Yeah, and we heard some of that outlined in the announcement that we were just listening to a clip of. But could you repeat that for our viewers? The statement about standing up to authoritarianism and defending democracy.
Well, Machado is the leader of the democratic forces in Venezuela, Venezuela being living under a dictator. They have been working for free and fair election. And last year in 2024, hundreds of thousands of volunteers were able to contribute to make that election, to vote. And the result clearly shows that the opposition won, even though the regime is still clinging on to power. So they are a symbol of hope. They're a symbol of resistance. And their work is inspiring for everyone else standing up to dictatorships, wanting a peaceful transition to democracy.
Yeah, and the Nobel Peace Prize is a coveted award. It sends a powerful statement to any dictators anywhere. Are you also perhaps concerned that it could perhaps lead to more pressure on Machado from the Venezuelan socialist regime?
That is a question we have to tackle every year for every candidate we consider, because living and working in a dictatorship is extremely difficult and dangerous. But we believe that this award will support the democratic forces in Venezuela, strengthen their work, and give encouragement to continue so that they can achieve a peaceful and just transition to democracy.
I have to ask you about Donald Trump. He said if he wasn't chosen, it would be an insult. I know the Nobel Committee gets hundreds of nominations, perhaps thousands. How do you sort through them all, and how do you choose the winner?
We only base our deliberations and our discussions and our decision on the criteria set out in Alfred Nobel's will back in 1995. This year fulfills all the three criteria set there. We've given the prize to a brave and courageous individual who leads the democratic forces of Venezuela.
All right, Jorgen, thank you very much. Jorgen Watne Frydnes speaking to us from Oslo. Thank you.